Yes, we're setting the tone. What an epic day. All right, as you can hear the music in the background, that is definitely from Starfield. In my opinion, the game of the generation, or will be. It's just my opinion, folks. I just think it looks epic. I can't believe what we saw today. We're going to be talking about the Xbox Game Showcase. I'm here with the Plume Network himself. He is here. Welcome, my friend. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a great day in gaming, a fun day. We saw tons of just great games that were shown off the Xbox Showcase, and Starfield, I'm with you, looking like it is going to be a game of a generation. Something I said that's just their opportunity. They had to deliver on this. So it looks like from what we've seen, they're going in that direction.
For sure, for sure. We got a lot of people in the chat right now. Talking about holding the damn line, that's a big shout out to, of course, King David over at the Iron Lords podcast, who's been telling Xbox folks to hold the line when it comes to, just everybody's thoughts about Xbox lately. I mean, there's been a lot of people who've been upset and, of course, with Redfall and everything. But this showcase was really good, Plume. I thought it was an excellent showcase overall. One of their better ones for sure. I love the aspect of just, actually, no, let's not talk about the game showcase first. First, we're going to delve into the CMAs. We're going to talk about the FTC and everything going on there. And we're going to dive deep into that for an hour. And then we'll get into, no, I'm just kidding. We're not going to talk about the CMAs at all.
I was getting scared there for a second.
Yeah, Plume's like, I got to go. No.
It's been so crazy of a week with all the showcases. I haven't even been paying attention to the CMA stuff, which is a nice change for once.
I don't give a rat's ass about it. But we're here to talk about the showcase. I was going to talk a little bit about the summer showcase, but honestly, real quick, I mean, Keighley's Summer Showcase Game Fest happened last week. It was very lackluster for me.
Yeah. For me, I gave it an average score. I just an average, maybe like a 6.
Yeah, I think that 7. It's I told somebody if you gave it more than a 6, it's. I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think it was very average. And they showed a TV show on there, damn it. Like
2 TV shows.
Yeah, TV shows were shown there. So it was just weird. Was there any standout games for you on that showcase?
No, that was the thing for me. Well, I'll say Mortal Kombat 1 when they showed off the gameplay. I'm extremely excited to jump into that when that comes out. But yeah, it was a game that we had already seen. They already did the pre-orders for collector's edition. They already did their big announcement for it. So it kind of took away a bit of the excitement of that game. But that gameplay out of the entire show was the best thing for me that I saw.
Yeah, they had a game. I want to say it's called Witch something. And it was basically kind of like a Doom-esque style game.
Yeah.
And it looked
Witch
cool.
Hunt or something.
Yeah. It was a first person shooter. It looked good. But outside of that, it was just very mid. But let's talk about the Xbox Showcase because we got a lot to talk about here. They opened the show with Fable. And a lot of people were scared that Fable might not be there. A lot of people were like, nah, it's going to be there. And it was there. Now, for my opinion here, I thought they should have needed a bit more gameplay there. I wanted to see gameplay. Not that it needed, because it is 2 years out. I'm not, naive to that fact. They still got a couple of years, and they don't want to quite show gameplay just yet. I wanted a little bit more, though. But what they showed was fine. What say you on that, Plume? Fable.
I was just very excited to see. I think I'm a little bit biased when it comes to them showing off Fable. But when you let it all set in, maybe a bit more gameplay would have been good. But I was just very happy that it actually showed up at the showcase and that this game is looking as good as it's looking graphically, and the way that they're telling the story is still having that Fable humor in it. They're not really straying away from that. And I kind of like the direction they've gone when they were doing the narration when the giant came up.
Mm-hmm.
That looked pretty cool. So I was extremely excited when they first showed it off. So I'm just happy it was there. I'm just happy that they opened the show with it and that they didn't do all of this teasing of Fable and then dropping the ball on it. So I was happy to see it there.
Yeah, I kind of like the fact that the whole presentation, it looked really good. I mean, it looked like one of those titles that they're putting a lot of time and effort into, and money as well. I mean, graphically, even though this was not necessarily all gameplay, it was in-engine stuff, looked really good. Looks solid. I also like the fact that they kind of updated the old look, the art style, and the Playground's kind of making it their own, because it doesn't look like the old characters, you know, like you don't have like the really big hands and feet and everything. I like that they chose to go their own way in that aspect.
Yeah, it looks more realistic, and I agree. I think it's a good choice because the other Fables came out on the original Xbox and then the Xbox 360. Yeah, 360 with Fable 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that the older art style probably fits better for those platforms, less power, all that type of stuff. They wouldn't be able to do as much and make it look as realistic. But now we have these beasts of consoles and PCs and stuff that you're going to be able to just make this game look as realistic as possible and put a nice shine to it. So I think it's actually a good move, and it is a reboot, right? So they're kind of bringing it into something new. I do hope that they do stay with a lot of the original stuff, like you're going to choose to be good and evil, and all your quests have huge decisions. So I hope we don't know anything about that yet, but I'm assuming they're going to keep all that stuff in it.
Yeah, I like that. You know, keep everything. Omit the farts though. The fart emotes were just stupid. I mean, when you could pull the guard's head down and fart on him and stuff, I thought that stuff was just weird. It was just really weird. But everything else looked pretty good about it. I just wish, again, they showed a bit more gameplay. But what a great opener to a show. Like, you know, that's how you do it, PlayStation. You know, PlayStation of old, they used to do that stuff. But it seems like Jim Ryan's PlayStation no longer do that, but we're not going to talk about that. But this Xbox show was really good. I thought the whole pacing of the show too, games, was really spot on. Like, you had Sarah Bond come out at one time, speak a little bit, and then it was nothing but games after that.
Yeah. When Sarah Bond came out, I was in my mind, I'm like, let's make this brief. I was getting a little scared. It was going to be a lot of talking. She made a good speech or whatever, and then it was just games. So I think the pacing was on point for sure.
Yeah. So chat, let me know what you guys thought of the Fable trailer. Did you guys want to see more gameplay? I mean, of course, I bet we all wanted to see more gameplay, but were you satisfied with that? Let me know in the chat, yes or no. Were you satisfied with Fable? Then they showed Compulsion's new game, South of Midnight. Now, they really didn't show much of gameplay or anything. No gameplay at all, matter of fact. It was just kind of like this, I guess it was in-engine stuff, but it was just this little conversation between what might be the protagonist and some guy playing the guitar or creature, whatever it was, you know, it was really big. What did you think about that? Did you got any words for Compulsion's new game, or do you need to see more like me?
I need to see more. One thing that did confuse me, it was, I guess that must be an in-engine, but it did kind of just seem like a CGI style of trailer, because we know before the show they had said that there were going to be no CGI trailers. But at the same time, it's the first time we've seen this game, right? It's officially, I guess, the announcement of it. So we don't know how far this is out. I'm assuming it's a couple of years. We've only seen like leaks previous to it. Kind of like the aesthetic that they are going for. So, but I definitely need to see more on this.
Yeah. I'm going to play some of the trailers in the background, guys. So as we're talking and stuff, I didn't pull up the trailer for Fable quick enough when we were talking about that, but of course it's on your screen now. For those of you listening, check out the YouTube channel at Fonz Gaming, and it's right there. Yeah. So I just think that I need to see more of South of Midnight. It seems like one of those games that you can tell from the art style. I'm not too keen on the art style, but you can tell that it's got that stylized look. It's got their own little thing going on there that Compulsion apparently wants to make their game look like. And if you look at their past games, Contrast and We Happy Few, I won't say it's the same type of art style, but they like those stylized games. They like having those types of games.
That's
so it's Compulsion. But besides that, and you guys in the chat, you can let me know what you thought of the Compulsion trailer. But still, I thought it was a good little update. But what is that? Oh, dang, that's I'm echoing. I stopped that. But besides that, moving on. The next thing they showed was a Ubisoft Star Wars game, and that kind of just I don't know. I was surprised, man. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, no, I was extremely taken by surprise with this one. We know, I think there were rumors that Ubisoft was making a Star Wars game. I just had zero expectations for this to show up at the Xbox show as like a premiere game, right off of the bat to get people excited. So that was cool, but I'm actually very excited for this one. It's probably one of the games that got me the most excited, and it isn't a first party. It's not a Game Pass game, but Star Wars, it's massive. I like the Division 2. I play a lot of Division 2. So I'm hyped to see what they're going to show off tomorrow at the Ubisoft show. I'm hoping they will show off gameplay, but it was a great just game to throw in there to start off with a bang with those first 3 games.
Yeah, no, most definitely. It looks interesting to me. I got it up on the screen now, guys. As I was watching this, the feel that I got out of this, and it was Star Wars Outlaws, I believe it's called. It looks to me like the protagonist here, you're playing as a female protagonist. That's one thing I forgot to mention about Fable as well. You're playing as a female protagonist there as well. I'm wondering if you're going to be able to change your look at all in Fable. That's one thing.
I have a feeling you're going to be able to choose. I think you're going to be able to choose like
male or female and all that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Hopefully, because you were able to make more choices in the original Fables and stuff. So we'll see. Yeah. But this Star Wars game, when I was looking at this game and I'm watching this female protagonist, it reminded me of Han Solo. Like it's like a female Han Solo type character.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be really good, especially if you're a Ubisoft fan, which you and I are both Ubisoft fans. Just thinking about their own spin on the Star Wars universe, it could be really, really entertaining. It could be so much fun. I mean, a big open world Star Wars game, who doesn't want that?
Yeah. Would you like it if it was a looter shooter? Because I feel like it may be going in that direction, just a big open world looter shooter like the Division, since it is for Massive.
Do you think they're going to do that? A looter shooter?
Like maybe not I feel like it's going to be like an online co-op game. It's not going to be as story driven as like Jedi.
Survivor. I hope not. I hope it's more story driven. I really do.
Yeah.
I want a proper Ubisoft, kind of like a Jedi Survivor, but put that Ubisoft spin on it. Show me that, yes, people with the tropes and all, go to this place, unlock this area, go to that place, choice. I want all that choice that Ubisoft gives us. I would like that.
Yep.
I would like that. Boba Fett game.
Maybe it'll be like, sorry, I was going to say, maybe it'll be like Assassin's Creed style, but in the Star Wars universe, which
that'd be great. That'd be great. Boba Fett Gaming says he thinks it'll be a balanced approach. So I'll take that. I'll take a balanced approach. I just don't want a complete looter shooter, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. But we've got a super chat here I want to get to real quick. The Andrew 13, he says, Fable had Richard Iode, I don't know if that's how you say it, as a giant. Instant 9 out of 10. I'm guessing he voices that character, so that's cool.
Yeah, the actor, I think.
Yeah. Biff Rinaldi, thank you very much for celebrating 6 months of membership. He said that was by far the best Xbox show in a long time. I loved the format, and there was no useless filler. Yeah, no, 100%. That's the thing about this showcase. They showed a lot of games, don't get me wrong, that I don't care for, Plume. But that's what these showcases do. They're there to show a variety of games. They're there to appeal to a mass audience. It's not, I know we're selfish in this hobby, but they're trying to appeal to everybody. And I think they did a good job there. That's why I give this, show a really high score, because I think they nailed that. They did that.
Yeah. One of the discussions, I guess, after this show ended was that people were thinking that the Xbox part of it was short, or they like kind of just cut it off too early or whatever. When they ended it, I was like, they showed everything they showed off was interesting. to some extent, and they left out all of the filler, especially when you're comparing it to like the PlayStation Showcase or the Summer Games Fest. So I'd much rather an hour show with games that all at least have some sort of interesting take to them or something we haven't heard of before than
Yeah.
a longer show with just a bunch of filler like with Summer Games Fest.
Yeah. LMNOPO, thank you for the super chat. He says, on paper, this showcase is still a home run. No, it was great on screen even, you know, I mean, I get what you're saying, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. There was certain games there. Yes, there was some lulls for me. Like, I'm not a big fan of Atlas and Persona, but I know there's a lot of people that do love those games. So for them, I get it. It's awesome. But moving on from the Star Wars game, guys, let me know in the chat if you guys are really into that Star Wars, thinking about a Star Wars Ubisoft, you know, giving their spin on the Star Wars universe, how you guys will like that. Because honestly, it's like you said, it could go either way. It could be like a looter shooter type game. It could be a big open world Assassin's Creed type game, which is what I would want. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Then they showed 33 Immortals. It was like this big, huge co-op game. And it was like a little indie game, but it's like massive. You can have 33 players or something on this co-op thing, or
33 co-op.
Yeah, something like that. It was crazy, but it's not my type of game. So I don't know if you want to expand on that game at all, but for me, it was just one of those, okay, moved on.
Yeah. It looked like Hades when they first showed it off, which I played a decent amount, but yeah, I don't know how much time I would put into this. Although I feel like if you had like a community game night or something, you had 33 people playing, it probably would end up being a pretty good time.
Yeah, that's crazy. 33 people. I don't know how you manage that in a co-op game. I don't understand that at all. Payday 3 was shown next. Payday 3, a lot of people like the Payday games. So, and this is going into Game Pass day and date, which is the big thing for a lot of people. I saw a lot of people excited for Payday 3.
Yeah, I haven't played too much of Payday. I played a bit of Payday 2, but this was a surprise. I didn't expect this at all to show up as a Game Pass game. And I mean, it looks significantly better than Payday 2.
It still looks like Payday though. It's still Payday. It's, you know,
graphically, I would say it looks
better. Of course, it looks better than Payday 2, but a lot of people were complaining, still saying that it doesn't look quite up to, you know, on par with some games today with other shooters and stuff. And I can see that, but at the same time, it's, you know, if you enjoy Payday, you're going to enjoy this game, I'm sure. And it coming to Game Pass is a big win for Xbox and Payday players, gamers. What is this? Sappho says the game isn't coming out till 2024. Why be worried now? About, I don't know what game you're referring to there, but screen name. Thank you very much for the super chat. He says, "Hey Fonz, no Hellblade combat still. I'm worried. We're gonna talk about that." I think that's what Sappho is referring to. It's not coming out till 2024. What do you mean it's not coming out till 2024? That's right around the corner. I mean, that's 6 months away. That's not too far out. And even if it was at the end of next year, they should have still shown some gameplay. We'll get into that topic in a little bit. But first, I want to go through these games. They showed Persona 3, the remaster of Persona 3. Basically, it was called Persona 3 Reload, I think. And it's Persona. If you're into Persona, hey, you're going to have a good time with it. Do you like Persona?
I've never played Persona 3. I've played a bit of Persona 5. I just think these announcements from Atlas and Persona are huge from like a Xbox perspective, where it's crazy how all of a sudden now they have this great relationship where these games are landing into Game Pass, where previously they didn't even show on the platform. For me, that's what makes this announcement big.
That is why I said, even though they showed games that might not be necessarily for myself, I know that they're huge for other people, and it's a big win for Xbox to get these games in Game Pass, because these are games that typically never showed up on the platform at all, and that's a big, big win. So you're 100% right about that, man. Here's one game that a lot of people kind of argued with me about, and I personally don't get it, and that, of course, is Avowed. Now, Avowed, I was looking forward to seeing gameplay on Avowed. I was really hyped and excited to see it. They showed it, and some people out there were saying that it wasn't good, that it looked bad. The graphics weren't there, and I don't think it looks bad at all. I gotta play this stupid thing. There you go. Sorry, folks. I forgot to hit the play button. It happens. I'm old. But yeah, I thought it looked great. It's what I expect from Obsidian. A lot of people are comparing this to the original trailer that we got on the announcement when they showed that like cinematic of the arrows shooting into the world or into the skulls and stuff. And you see the overall world that looked more realistic. But you have to remember, when you saw the arrow finally hit inside the cave and it showed gameplay, it wasn't too far off of what we've seen here. It was just a little darker, but it wasn't that far off. All you saw was the hands doing the signs, and you did that in this trailer as well. I mean, I don't know what people were expecting. It's not a cinematic. I think this looks great. I don't think it looks bad at all. I like how the colors pop and everything in the game. And it's Obsidian. It's in the world of Pillars of Eternity. It's in that style too, that stylized look of Pillars. So it kind of makes sense to me. I don't see a problem, Plume.
Yeah, so when I initially watched the trailer, I was very impressed. Like I was very excited for it. Gameplay looked really good. It was bright and colorful. I hadn't even really thought about the original Avowed trailer until I went on Twitter and seeing everybody doing the comparisons that they always do. But it's the style that they have for this doesn't surprise me at all, for basing it off of even like their previous games with like the Outer Worlds. It has like the colors. It's vibrant, similar to the Outer Worlds. It seems like they went more with that style, but it still has that like darker fantasy gameplay and stuff, which I think it looks great. The gameplay looked great.
People were saying that they expected a more darker tone to the game. The game will have a dark tone, 100%. And that's because I read up on some Pillars of Eternity lore when I heard about Avowed and got excited for it. I looked into it. It's got some dark themes to this game. Like it's definitely not going to be like a Sea of Thieves or any kind of like comedy type thing. Like you're going to get a pretty dark game here at times. So it's going to be a really fun game in my opinion. I can't wait for it. I'm looking so forward to that because of Obsidian's pedigree, what they've brought me in the past, what I've enjoyed from them. Outer Worlds is a great thing to bring up that you just did. But yeah, I loved Outer Worlds. I think it was great. I was shocked that we didn't see certain games on this showcase. Outer Worlds 2, I didn't think we'd see, but I was shocked that we didn't get to see Contraband from Avalanche.
Yeah.
Like
I was shocked on that too.
Slipped through the cracks. What do you think happened there, man? Like it's just not ready, I guess, huh?
Maybe it's just not ready. It's interesting because I think there was like a developer interview about this game earlier this year, which made it seem like it was getting closer, but maybe it's just not there yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's there yet. Then they showed Sea of Thieves. They had some DLC, Monkey Island DLC. Are you excited for that? Monkey Island?
I don't really play Sea of Thieves, so I can't lie.
Yeah,
I'm not that excited.
Don't lie. Hey, don't lie about it. Yeah. I don't play Sea of Thieves either. I've tried it in the past with friends. And of course, I had fun with it when I played with people. But that's because you're playing with friends. Like I can have fun with just about any game with a friend. Not every game. Some games have turned me off. The original Fortnite, I hated that beta that came out. I could not play that. Even with friends, I just thought it was garbage. Refunded that game right away. When I found out it was a beta, I didn't know it was a beta until I bought it, and it said, "Welcome to the beta." And I said, "What?" Uninstall. Like, no. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to Avowed for sure. And sorry, I'm getting phone calls left and right. And I'm not looking forward to the Sea of Thieves, Monkey Island. It's just not my thing. Not hating on it. It's just not my thing. Got a super chat here from Sith Lord. $2 super chat. He says, Fonz, my man, how are you doing? Doing okay. Be honest with you. Just okay. There's, just okay. Then they showed Flight Sim 2024. Now this is an expansion. They're just, renaming it for the different year. It's an expansion that seems to have like search and rescue and even a Dune crossover, which is crazy. And I said to myself, it's finally a game.
Yeah.
It's not just a flight sim. What did you think about that, man? Flight sim.
That was it for me too. Because again, just like Sea of Thieves, I don't play Flight Simulator.
Yeah, me neither.
But that's what I thought too. It's now turned into a game. Will I check it out? Well, likely it's probably not that high because there's so many other games out there. But now I know if I do check it out, there will be like an objective I can actually try to accomplish.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not for me either because Flight Sim, I think it's beautiful. I've tried it and I thought it looked gorgeous, but I'm just not into just flying around with no real point but to, land the plane or take off. Like I want to do something. The search and rescue stuff, that's pretty cool. That'll turn into something, I guess, decent for a lot of people out there. But for me, it's just whatever. Pragmatic Eagle in the chat says, I love Monkey Island, but I hate Sea of Thieves. Wow. You're in a conundrum there. If you love Monkey Island and hate Sea of Thieves, does that kind of offset it, Pragmatic? Are you going to try to play the game? Is that what you're saying? Who knows? You might like it. Gary Moon says that Flight Sim bored him. This is the one. Now, this is the one that they showed for me that really disappointed me and had me take a whole point off this show. It was, of course, Hellblade 2. What did you think about this showing for Hellblade 2, my friend?
I was disappointed in Hellblade 2 as well. I feel like we have the same thoughts on this one. I wanted combat. For me, Hellblade, the first one, it's a good game. It's just is boring at times for me, just walking through the puzzles. I found the combat to be kind of stale. I'm not the biggest Hellblade fan in the world. So Hellblade 2, I'm expecting this to be just such a bigger game in scope because they have the Microsoft money behind them now. And I'm expecting this combat to be a lot better, I would say, and there's just a lot more of it.
Yeah, that's what they've been touting. And it's like, why haven't you shown it?
Exactly. That's literally all I wanted to see. They could have done even like a minute gameplay trailer of just the combat, and I would have been more satisfied than what they showed off here. We know this game looks amazing. We don't need to be convinced of that anymore. Nobody's questioning whether Hellblade 2 is going to look good. We just want to see what the combat and gameplay is going to be like. And one thing I will say that was good is that they did say this was running on the Xbox Series X. So that's the positive from that trailer for me.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we got to see her walk again. Great. Grand. Yeah. Where's the combat? Look, what this trailer did for me is show me that it's, and I'm not saying it is, but to me, it's showing me like, hey, this is more of the same. This is more of the same from Hellblade 1 and not showing me anything new. I need to see combat. I need to see more world exploration, not just the, I'm hearing voices and I'm staring at things and looking at puzzles or what might be puzzles in this thing. I don't know. Because you know how they had those visual puzzles in the first one and stuff. Like,
yeah,
I don't care for that stuff. I don't care for all the walking around. I agree. Combat. Yeah. And for them not to show is kind of scary. I agree. It's like 2024 is right around the corner. Why? Why did they not choose the biggest showcase of the year for Xbox to showcase that gameplay? It's odd. It's really odd.
Maybe it's not going to be as more vast and bigger, and you're going to have more scenarios where you can choose combat rather than it just being like combat puzzle. Maybe it's going to be more just like Hellblade 1 with just shinier graphics. So maybe they're not ready to reveal that yet, but I mean, we'll wait and see.
I don't know. Here's the thing though. I heard this after the show. Shout out to the Ash and Luca. She told me about it and I didn't know, but apparently they're going to have extended gameplay on the extended show on the 13th. My question, Hellblade. Yeah. It'll have gameplay, but why wait till the extended show? That should have been on this show. Like this trailer here took up 4 minutes of the entire show. I did not need to see this for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a big downer for me. Just was. To me, it's like whatever they show on the 13th, if they do show combat, because they just said gameplay. If they show combat, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be like, that should have been at your showcase. Like, it doesn't matter the amount of combat they show. Any little combat that looks different from the first, I want to see it, damn it. And I wanted to see it today. Pragmatic Eagle, what are you talking about Dad of War for? God of War? God of War is great, but yeah. Anyways, we won't get into that. Hellblade 2, though. I mean, you guys tell me in the chat. What did you guys think of the showing? The 4 minutes of this, pretty much. Senua talking to herself. And it just wasn't good. It's not exciting, man. It's not something that, I look at and go, wow, that's a showcase trailer. It doesn't say that to me. It's almost
something they could have put on like Twitter or something, just as an advertisement.
Yeah.
In a sense, just because of how there really wasn't anything there other than, again, seeing how beautiful the game looks. But we know the game is going to look good. We already know that.
Yeah. I don't know. It is what it is, man. Hopefully on the 13th, on the extended show, they'll show some cool gameplay and we'll get to see that combat finally. And then, people can make videos on it and have, we can talk about that next week if they do. That'll be fun. Next up, they showed, so next up, they showed Yakuza Like a Dragon. I don't know if they were in Hawaii. They were on some kind of tropical island, it seemed. And it was called Infinite Wealth, I guess. I don't know if this is just like DLC or just like brand new game. I don't know if this is an expansion or what, but it's a Yakuza game. If you're into Yakuza, you'll enjoy the game. I thought that the trailer was humorous, at least. I got a kick out of the trailer. I don't know. That's about all I got out of it.
It was fun. I haven't played many Yakuza games. I've dabbled in Yakuza 0, and it was pretty cool for what I played. But yeah, it was just I think this is a sequel. Yeah, it's just the same. I think this is a sequel to the first one, Like a Dragon.
Yeah, maybe.
Different style of Yakuza, because they showed off a Yakuza game also at Games Fest or the PlayStation Showcase, which was a different Yakuza.
Yeah, Curry Cosmos says that it's Yakuza 8, hence the infinite symbol. Okay. So yeah, it's Yakuza 8 apparently. But yeah, it's one of those games that it's just showing you that Xbox is branching out. They're trying to get more variety within, and games coming to Game Pass, or that's awesome. Like, that's what you need. They need that. So it might not be for you, but it's for somebody else out there. They're gonna love it. So I get it. More Fallout 76, by the way. DLC. More coming. Why? Apparently people are still playing.
Yeah, the game must be doing well. They keep every showcase, they're bringing out more and more DLC. So I think they said there was like 15 million players or something. So
that's pretty good. That's pretty good, yes. Especially when you get, even 1 million buying anything in that game. That's pretty good because it's what it's about.
And the more that they show off DLC, you're going to get people that they may say, hey, maybe I'll check it out now. And then it's just going to keep growing. So they're obviously bringing in cash with it.
Yeah. Pragmatic Eagle said the same thing you just said. Millions of players play 76. That's why. Yeah. No, I get it. I understand. I'm just speaking for myself, my own opinion. I don't care for the game, and I love Fallout. I don't like 76 at all. It doesn't interest me to play co-op in Fallout. I've been, I've said that since the beginning. When they announced Fallout 76, I was like pissed off. I was like, wait a minute. You're going to waste all this time and resource into a co-op Fallout game, but you're not going to... I'd rather you make a single-player game, damn it. That's how I was back then when they announced it. It just annoyed me. I don't know. It's just a personal thing, guys. I just prefer single-player games over co-op or, It has to be a really good co-op game for me to get into it. Really does. After that, they showed Path of the Goddess. It's a samurai game. I don't know if you remember that. I thought that looked really cool. I'm interested in that. And that's Game Pass day one. I'm really looking forward to this game. What did you think about that one?
That was, to me, it's Capcom. I think Capcom is one of the probably the best publisher right now. Like literally everything they put out is gold, and getting that into Game Pass day one is probably one of the highlights of the entire show for me. And it looked really good too.
Yeah,
Just
it was
looked
one
like
of
a
my
really
highlights
fun
too.
game.
Was one of my.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we like a lot of the same games. I think.
I'm realizing that as
Yeah,
we're
I really
going.
do.
We didn't
'Cause-
talk about all of this before. This is just
No,
happening
I
naturally.
know, but we've talked in the past when you've been on the show, and it seems like we like a lot of the same types of games. I remember you liked Ubisoft, and I did too, and it's just like, oh, okay. You like single player games, big exploration, big open worlds and stuff. Same with me. So yeah, but Path of the Goddess, I do like these samurai games. I know somebody was telling me the other day, because I was talking about how I really liked Wolong and stuff, and people were like, yeah, there's too many samurai games out. There's just too many. I don't like them. And I'm like, there's not too many. I like them. I like having fun with those swords and killing stuff. Like, it's fun to me. I don't know. It just
trying to think
like
of the other ones. I guess there's Ghost of Tsushima on PlayStation, and they showed off another one at their showcase, which looked like a cool samurai game. I think it was like Shadow.
Yeah,
something.
and then you still got the ones that don't like ever materialize, like Black. What is it? Wukong, Black Myth, or something.
Yeah.
Wukong, or I forgot what it is, but anyway, it's the one with the monkey that's you turn into different things.
Yeah,
that looks really cool. Black Myth, I know it's Black Myth. Yeah, where's that game? Like they keep showing cool stuff on it, but where is it? Like who knows?
That was one of the rumored games supposed to be showing up here on one of those leaked lists, but obviously that didn't happen.
Wow. I got a super chat. I got to shout you out, Wade. Thank you very much. He says, a little help in trying times. I appreciate you so much, Wade, for that super chat. Seriously, that's amazing, dude. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. You're a good dude. You've been a big supporter of the channel forever. You didn't need to do that. Awesome. Thank you, man. No, Wade's a good guy, man. He's been on my channel for a long time. Let me get these other super chats here before they go. I got Jay the Erp, I believe. Thank you for the super chat, brother. He says, I'll say this. Xbox has a well-rounded catalog. They do now. That is the point you were making earlier. They've got a well-rounded catalog. They've got a lot of Japanese games. I remember when they used to always be talked about like badly. Oh, they don't ever get Japanese games. Now it's like we're inundated with that. And some people are mad that there's too many. And I'm like, no, they need it. They really need it.
5 at this showcase alone.
Yeah.
Game Pass too.
And most of those were from Atlas.
Which is crazy.
That's the deal from Sega Atlas. I think that's why they've got that partnership.
Yeah.
But that's good for him, man. Danny Passion Official. I didn't see your super chat earlier. He goes, I think you missed your a super I sent, but he gave this show an 8.5 out of 10. Hellblade 2, badly shown. Agreed, man. I agree. That's the truth, man. I gave the show an 8 overall. I don't know what you would score it, but I gave it an 8.
I'm leaning at a 9.
I was at a 9, and I brought it down for Hellblade 2.
Yeah, to me, like the overall show, the variety, the Game Pass announcements, and then the ending with Starfield, just like overall, even with the Hellblade 2 showing, I think everything else outweighs that to a big extent.
Yeah,
what they did
for sure. I see you, Zocker, in the chat. He says, Fawn's brother, all I can say, Starfield. Yes, Starfield is amazing, and we're going to get into that for sure. Mark, thank you, from the Just Gaming podcast, says, Xbox killed it, in my opinion. I agree. Good show for them. He says, showed just about everything for Starfield. We'll see how performance goes, though. Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure. But yeah, they killed it. They killed it. Starfield was an amazing showcase, and man, I can't wait to talk about that. ESO. Okay, then they showed. Let's move on. Let's go to Forza Motorsport. Okay, they showed Forza. Forza always looks good. There's really, what can you say?
We got the release date, which is important.
October 10th, right?
Yep.
I said that on this show, by the way. Said it'll be in October. I knew it. I knew it was October.
There you go.
October is the day, is the month. October 10th is the day. Then we got ESO expansion, Necrom. Okay, who cares? Cue it, pragmatic. Millions of people care, right? Because millions of people are playing it. I get it. It wasn't much for me, though. Like ESO for you? No, right?
No.
I knew it. See, Plume, he's on the same level when it comes to games. Overwatch 2. There's story missions. I thought they got rid of story. What happened?
I thought they canceled it.
Yeah.
I thought they canceled it too. So that's a good announcement. I used to play a ton of Overwatch, and I'd actually, when I was playing a lot of multiplayer stuff, but now even with the story up, I may end up checking it out. What I liked the most about the Overwatch announcement was the perk at the end that you get all the heroes with the Game Pass Ultimate.
You know what's really funny? You just said you used to play a lot of Overwatch. So did I.
Yeah.
I played a shit ton of Overwatch, but I played on the PlayStation. I played with some buddies.
I did too. I played on the PS4 because all my friends, I've told many shows that I'm the only Xbox guy out of my friends.
Who are you, man? It's like I swear to God, every time you're on, it's like one of us says something like, "Yeah, I did that same thing." It's like it's weird.
It is very weird. Yeah,
it's
as
weird.
We're going through a show. Yeah.
But yeah, I used to play a shit ton because my friends were playing it on PlayStation 4. So I joined them and I had a blast with it. What character did you use?
I usually just use Soldier 76, honestly.
Okay. I didn't use him. So thank God. I used May. I used May a lot back then. Yeah. Cause she was a beast. She would just freeze people all the time and then I would just kill them. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But I played a bunch of that. Persona 5 Tactics, they showed that as well. And I know a lot of people were excited to see that, if you're a Persona fan. But again, variety, it's not for me.
I like Fire Emblem games, so I'm actually pretty interested in checking this out. I probably will play it. Yeah. Nice. I love Fire Emblem on the Switch. So
my son keeps telling me to play that game, Fire Emblem. He loves it.
Strategy RPGs, if you like that, I mean.
Yeah, he loves it. But yeah, he told me that because we both have a Switch. I never use mine. Never. It just sits there. Because
not even Zelda?
Nope.
Wow.
Not even Zelda.
I think you'd like
too many puzzles. Way too many puzzles for me. It's basically a puzzle sim, man. That's Zelda. It's puzzle after puzzle, and you got to figure things out and move along. Yeah. I just want more than that.
The new ones though, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, are just huge in exploration.
Yeah,
why I think you would maybe enjoy it if you.
Yeah, it's huge in exploration. Like you explore just to find more puzzles. And that's kind of the way it is. But no, sadly, it's not from Persona 5. Is definitely not for me. The tactics anyway. They showed a Starfield trailer in the middle of the show. And I was thinking to myself, wait a minute. Well, it was towards the end. It was like 15 minutes till the end of their show. And I was thinking to myself, why? Why are they showing this now? Because, and then somebody, told me on RDX, they were like, the reason why they showed that is to get people hyped and to stay for the next one. I said, but here's my thinking on that. I think people already know the Starfield event is after that. And people are already excited to see Starfield anyway. So they're waiting for that showcase. Because matter of fact, the viewer count on the websites went up on YouTube, went up when the Starfield showcase came on. Like most people were waiting to see Starfield.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah.
It doesn't surprise me. This is generational game.
Yeah.
People are going to be playing this and only this for the next number of years.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But first, we're going to continue with the show because after they showed that Starfield trailer, they showed a climbing simulator called Jusant, which was kind of cartoony and like all he did was climb mountains. And I was like, what is this? Like,
I was kind of into it.
Yeah, you were?
I was kind of, I thought it would be like just a relaxing game. You're just sitting back and exploring different areas, but I didn't like. It wasn't like I wasn't blown away, but it looked decent.
Yeah. What did you think about Still Wakes the Deep? They didn't show.
It looks good. It looks good from like an atmospheric perspective and graphically. That's kind of what they're going for. But they didn't really. Yeah, I agree. They didn't really show much. But probably once they do show more gameplay, I'll probably be checking it out.
And that's another game on Game Pass as well. Yeah. Like they showed a lot of games that are going to Game Pass, which was really nice to see because, a game like that, I can't wait to at least try it, Most of these games, when they come to Game Pass, I'll give them a try, unless it's something that I know that I won't like. Like there's some games that I just know. I'm not into RTSs at all. So if there's an RTS there to play, I'm not going to even try it. Not at all. Dungeons of Hinterberg, an indie game going to Game Pass as well. Got any thoughts on that one? I didn't care for it.
I thought it looked great. This is one that I'm actually pretty excited to see. I like the graphic, the art style. I like the action. I'm wondering if it's just going to be like a procedurally generated dungeon crawler or if it's going to be like a story, but I actually am pretty interested in checking this one out.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that because I'm not interested. Cyberpunk expansion's coming. It's called Phantom Liberty, and it's got Idris Elba, which is cool. Too bad I don't like to buy DLCs. I just don't. Like, I feel like when I play a game, I don't know if anybody, chat, do you feel like this? Sometimes when I'm playing a game, like a single player game, and I play through the whole story and it's done and over with, and then like a few months later I see, oh, DLC's coming. I think to myself, I feel like I've beaten the game already. Like, I don't need to play that. Like, give me a part 2 and I'm jumping on it. But give me a DLC, it feels like cheap. It feels like, to me, it almost feels like that's something they held back. And I don't like that feeling.
I guess it depends how long it is, too. If it's like 20-hour DLC for 30, I think they were saying it's going to be like $30, but they didn't give a price on it. I haven't played Cyberpunk yet, so I don't even know when I will be checking Phantom Liberty out.
Oh, really? You haven't played Cyberpunk, huh? It's really good.
I have. I know I haven't played it because of the release when it came out. There's the whole debacle with that, and I just never went back to it because of that. And I have friends telling me to ignore it. But
did you have a Series X at the time when it dropped?
I did.
It ran well. It ran really well. I had 2 crashes the whole time I played that game. Yes, there was bugs here and there that happened, like during the game, like gun would be floating in the air sometimes, but nothing game breaking. Nothing. Like, I had a blast playing that game. It was just real trash on old consoles, and I heard it was really bad on the PlayStation 5. I heard the crashes were really terrible on that platform.
Yeah, I should give it a go. It's probably super cheap.
But it's such a good game, dude. It's really good. Like, the stories are really compelling. The side missions are really good. Like, I cared for a lot of those characters. Like, it pulls you in. It sucks you in. It's one of those games, and it's very mature. Love that game. It was really good. Driving around the city too. It's so cool. So much fun.
We'll play it.
City Skyline 2. Interested in that? It looks like one of those games you can play when you're like in a party chat or something. Fun little escape.
Yeah. I'm only happy about this dance because my wife loves these style of games, so she's gonna be pumped for that. So I don't play it though.
Yeah. But like I said, there's always games you can pick out of Game Pass to where you can just chill with your friends in a party chat and just play these types of games where you don't really have to follow a story or anything. I think that's one of those games. I really do. It's pretty cool. Metaphor, the creators of the Persona series, Atlas again. So they're making a game called Metaphor. And of course, it's kind of like, it's one of their typical RPG type of games. I mean, think Persona. It looks a lot like Persona. Did you?
I thought it was, it looks good. I probably will end up playing this game or checking it out. I just think, again, it's another, like, Atlas is debuting a game on the Xbox Game Showcase. I don't know what world I thought we were living in to see that. I didn't think that would ever happen, right? Again, because of the previous relationship. So I think that's just a massive announcement.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire show.
And that's why I say this when people talk, like, when something bad happens and doom and gloom starts happening around Xbox and you hear people coming for like Phil Spencer's head, it's like, you see what he's doing? This is a result of those trips to Japan and really trying to push to get a variety of games into Game Pass. That's why you don't get rid of somebody just on a whim or think, oh my God, doom and gloom all the time. Xbox is doing things that, they should be doing. And, this variety, regardless of if you like it or not, there's a lot of people out there that do. So I totally get it. And you're 100% right, though, that it's something that you wouldn't have guessed, 4 years ago, 3 years ago even, that they would get all these games coming from Atlas and the Japanese market, period. And Atlas, yes, Pragmatic Eagle, Atlas over Square. Yes, Atlas over Square Enix. Yes, you're 100% correct there. Except I will say, I'm looking forward to Final Fantasy 16. I really am.
I am too.
I hope they knock it out of the park. I really do.
Because there should be a demo coming soon too.
Yeah, because 15 did not interest me at all. This one looks good, man. The gameplay is really what's doing it for me. It looks fun, man. The combat.
Devil May Cry style, which I love Devil May Cry, so I don't see how I'm not going to like this game.
Yeah.
Again, just unfortunate it's a console exclusive. People are just not going to be able to check it out.
Yeah. And of course, they showed this little game from Stoic called Towerborn. It was a side-scrolling co-op game where basically, you kill stuff. It's a side-scroller. It looked cool. It looked like one of those games again. You're in a party chat. You're playing this game. You can co-op it with your buddies and just have a good time with it. It's just one of those games, and it's going into Game Pass day one. Thought it looked pretty good. What'd you think about Towerborn?
I'm gonna be playing this one for sure. I like these styles of games. Like, there was that one on Game Pass that came out last year, the Iodine Chronicles game, which is very similar to this, which I beat. So, looking similar to that, and I actually like the cartoony art graphic style that they went with. So I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Serve or Survey. I'm not sure how you say that, but he's talking about how people were complaining about Final Fantasy 16 because they lost their way because of the Devil May Cry type mechanics and stuff, rather than the turn-based stuff. I know a lot of people were upset by them going away from turn-based, especially in 15 and then in the remakes for Final Fantasy 7. I'm not mad at that. And I liked the turn-based Final Fantasies. Don't get me wrong. I liked those games, but it was time to move on for them. And I'm in agreement with them. Like, I want a different combat style. And I think that, it's not one-to-one with Devil May Cry. It's not the exact same combat, but it's like it. And it's at least different enough from 15 to be a better game, I think. And I'm looking forward to it. It looks fun. It looks a ton of fun. And I know they're saying something about the easy mode button or whatever. You can push one button and play the game or something. I'm not looking to do that. That doesn't sound fun to me, but it's there for people that can't play it, any other way. So I get it. Okay. So after Towerborn, they showed us a game. It was a world premiere of Clockwork Revolution. Now this game was really cool, Plume. What'd you think about that?
It just gives me those BioShock vibes.
Yes. It's BioShock Infinite, right? From In Exile.
Yeah. It's In Exile. We know what the RPGs they've made previously with the Wasteland series. So looks phenomenal. I don't know. They even showed gameplay of this one, right?
Yes, they did. They did. They showed some gameplay within it. I'm putting it up on the screen so you guys can see it. I thought it looked really good.
So maybe it's a lot closer than we think if they're already showing some gameplay. Maybe.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it is a lot closer. But look at it. Look at the way it looks. It looks just like BioShock Infinite. That's what I thought. It was like a new BioShock. That's what I thought it was. I was like, wait a minute, is this like a BioShock game? And then, when they said the name, I was like, oh, okay, it's not, but it looks a lot like it. And I'm down for that because I like BioShock. BioShock was a great series. And it's just... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, aesthetically, graphically, the city, it looks just super interesting. Like, that's the main thing here. It just looks like extremely interesting. And if you're going to be able to explore a place like this, even like the weapons, like look at that weapon he's pulling out there, how unique that looks. I don't know. It looks awesome. Yeah.
It's got that steampunk vibe, BioShock. And it just, I don't know, man. If it's got a good narrative, which I believe it will, coming from In Exile, I think we're going to have a great game here. And to have this, be premiered on the showcase, great job. This is one of those games where it was like, whoa, that good moment there. I think this is one of the best games of the show that they showed. Personally, I'm excited for it. very much.
It was the show.
excited for
It was the one they ended it off with too.
Yeah,
Which was,
yeah. Which I do have a problem with. How come? Do you have an issue with them having Starfield be the one more thing? I didn't care for that personally.
What do you mean, like the extended showcase?
At the very end, you had Phil Spencer. They usually come out and say, "Okay, that was a great showcase, but here's one more thing," and then they show a new game. But it was Starfield, and it's like it was kind of like a letdown because
we already knew that.
We already knew Starfield was going to be there, and it's like I wanted something that was completely like, I don't know, man, something they could have put anything there but Starfield.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I was thinking maybe they were going to show like I thought the Gears collection that everyone's been talking about was going to show up at this show, and it didn't end up showing up. So I thought maybe that's what was going to happen when he said one more thing, and he was going to be like, and you can play this either now or very, very soon, because it seems like one of those games that'd be perfect for an announcement like that.
For sure.
But yeah.
For sure. And Gray Monad, I see you in the chat. He says, "Where was Stalker 2?" I said the same thing, but they are pushing it back. They are pushing Stalker 2 back. So maybe they just need more time, man. I don't know. Obviously they do, but yeah, I'm definitely, I'm looking forward to Clockwork Revolution. We'll definitely get into that when that drops in Game Pass, of course. I'm not going to purchase that one. There's another game here that they show. They showed, before I get into that, they showed a new Series S, in black. And it was like, that's the color it should have been all along, in my opinion. But there it is. It's in black, and it's got a terabyte now, SSD, and it's $50 more. So from what I'm hearing is this is going to take over from the old SKU, from the white one. So basically, it went up $50. You get a little bit more SSD there, but it's up $50 now, guys. So
got to be for Starfield. It's got to be because Starfield's so big. They got to have to,
And it's funny you say that, because Todd Howard even said that he's playing Starfield at home on his Series S. It's funny. He was like, "Yeah, I'm playing it on my Series S. My kids keep hogging the X," he said. So I play it on the S. But anyway, I just thought it was funny because now they revealed the Series S. And is he trying to sell the Series S for the game? He says it runs nicely on the S, by the way. But, he makes the game. Of course he's going to say that.
Yeah, we don't know what that means at all. But 1 terabyte's a nice upgrade. I mean, it's because 512. I have a Series S as well. It's just like, it's you have like 3 games on there, and it's just like you're finished, right? It's hard to have anything going. And it's cheaper, $50. Just get a 1 terabyte Series S than upgrading your storage with the memory card. So I think it actually will sell decently well.
Oh, for sure. And then of course, they saved the best for last. That just one thing. Of course, that being Starfield, guys. Starfield, the coup de grace, the killer of all shows. I'm sorry, but this direct for Starfield made the game just elevate itself even more. Than I was already excited, but now I am like super excited for the game. They showed so much, Plume.
It was crazy. It was insane. It was like they just kept going and going and going, and it lasted far longer than I thought it was going to last in terms of the actual length. I thought like we would get an hour and a half of the Xbox showcase and then maybe 30 minutes of Starfield. They were going to maybe show us some polishing that they've done since the last trailer that they showed, which, I mean, I don't know about you, but the game significantly looks better than when, especially the combat from the first trailer that they showed off, and they just kept going. So many mechanics. I don't even know how people are going to play anything else if they're invested into Starfield with everything that you're going to be able to do in there. But yeah, it was insane. It kept going and going and going.
Yeah, because I was sitting there and just like you, I was watching it and I was like, wait a minute, there's more. Like going into all the shipbuilding, for instance, showing like when you put all these pieces together on your ship and then you go inside the ship and you actually see everything that you've put in there. And
Yeah.
the detail within the ships was incredible to me. Like everything in there, the buttons, the pots, the pans, anything that was it was so detailed. It looked great. I thought the interiors looked really damn good in this game.
The sandwiches looked really good too.
There you go. The sandwiches too. I just think this game, again, I know Todd loves his detailed worlds and stuff, and it's just that Bethesda magic being poured back into this game. It's Bethesda back to form. This is the Bethesda that I knew years ago before Fallout 76. This game is going to be great. This game is going to be awesome. With everything they showed there, I'm super hyped for it. The chat is hyped for it. There's so many people on Twitter that are hyped for it. The only people that aren't hyped for it are the Sony guys for some reason. I wonder why that is.
Because they won't be able to play it. It's very.
Well, they can buy an Xbox or get a PC or play it on your PC. Okay, stop crying, stop console warring. Stop trying to downplay this game and act like it doesn't look incredible. Because that's one thing. I was on Twitter and I was just saying, man, this game is so good. This is game of the generation for me. I'm so happy for this game. And I got people upset with me, of course, Sony guys, mad because I'm saying this stuff because I'm happy. But I'm sorry. It's really exciting to me.
It's crazy too because it's so easy to get into the Xbox ecosystem. You literally don't even need to buy a console to be able to play this game. But I'm with you on even just the character building itself is going to take. People are going to spend days and weeks just building their character.
So they said basically within the game, and they've taken a lot of real faces and implemented them in the game and digitized them and stuff. But they said that you'll be able to create just about any character within the game that you want. You'll be able to manipulate the face enough. You could even manipulate the teeth.
I saw that. It was kind of creepy, but it looked cool.
Yeah. Hey, everything that I like those kind of details. I literally sit there because when they were talking about how people will spend so much time creating a character, they were talking about me. That's me. I'll sit there sometime and I'll be there for a good half hour or so, build a character, go into the game and notice that he doesn't look like the character I made and it looks like shit in the game. So I'll go back and recreate my character and do it over and over. And I hate the games that make you play through a certain section with that character before you can, start over. And it's I'll sit there for hours sometimes trying to get it just right. And I've made celebrities. I've made all kinds of different stuff. I've had, Burt Reynolds. I've played with Mel Gibson in games. I've played with different, types of characters and stuff. I just like having fun with character creation. It's one of my favorite things to do in games. And this seems to have loads.
It's extremely in depth, and even the ship building, we're going through, and one of the developers or whatever, they were saying how she made her ships look like animals. The fact that you're actually able to customize it that much. And you're gonna have a fleet of these things that you're probably gonna be able to go in there and customize. And the
did
pirates
you see that one that they built in there that looked atrocious? It just had a bunch of stuff all over. It just looked massive. I see a lot of people out there that were saying they were going to build their ship to look like a penis, basically. And I was just okay, hey, have at it, have fun.
That's the point. That's the point of these games, and also one of the most exciting things for that whole thing for me was when they were going and showing how you can take over other ships and you get everything within that ship and bring it back to your fleet. And that was, I'm going to spend hours literally just trying to take over ships in space and doing nothing else.
Space pirate. That's exactly what I wanted to go for too. And the fact that you can dock and board their ship, that is awesome. When they said you can do that, I got so excited. Because that was one of the questions that a lot of us had. We were like, I wonder if you're going to be able to walk around your ship in space. And we didn't know that. But apparently you can at least walk around other people's ships in space because you can dock them. And then, so you can walk around your ship in space. Once you're docked, I'm sure.
Yeah. You must be able to.
Yeah.
You must be able to.
So you dock with another ship. You take over their ship. You take all their stuff. Oh, man, I'm going to be doing that all the time. I'm going to be doing that a lot.
And the combat looks
so
phenomenal. It looked phenomenal. The different ways
So
that
good.
enemies were dying, the shooting of like the jetpacks or whatever they had on their back and them exploding up into the air. The enemies are actually reacting to the bullets now. So they obviously did a ton of polishing from that first trailer, and it's like, not only is it huge to explore, you may play hours without not actually shooting anybody, but then when you're getting into combat, man, it's gonna be a ton of fun.
It's one of those games I can see it being very atmospheric as well. Like when you go to some planets and you're just looking up at the stars and the moon and everything. Just, dude, it just thinking, and Todd said it on the show. Like he said, when you're looking out into space and you see a planet or a moon or whatever out there, you can get to that. And that just, it blows my mind. Like I want to do that. I want to play this game like today. But apparently you can land anywhere on the planet. Like you can fly around a planet, land wherever you want. Of course, if there's a major city or hub, you can go directly to that place. But the fact that you can just land wherever is cool. Also, if you just land somewhere and you get out and you start exploring and you get far away from your ship, you can fast travel back to your ship at any time, which is cool.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Because I can get lost in games, big games sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes the maps aren't that helpful. No. Hopefully it has a good map.
I'm sure it will. I mean, I don't know. It's insane. There's so many mechanics that they showed off in that video. I need to go back and watch it like 10 times just to remember.
Dude, me too. Especially when they were talking about the combat mechanics. I loved when the developers were talking about their play styles and how they like to play the game.
Yeah.
And they were each unique. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do that. Then I see the next one. I'm like, no, I want to do that. No, I'm going to do that. Like the jetpacking and the shooting in the air and the jetpacking and throwing freaking grenades down.
And then the guy who just went and meleeed everybody with punches, that looked like I may try that one out for a bit. Just to see how fun
that would be so much fun. Yeah, just sock somebody in the eye and he just goes flying away. That was great. That was fun. I love the combat, the way it looks and everything. Even the third person perspective looked great in combat. The animations are much improved from Fallout 4. Much improved.
It's huge. Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is the scope of this game. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. Like especially just for a single player experience. It blew me away watching the entire thing, especially like you said, when they got into the combat and then they were showing off the weapons and like all the different weapons and the customization. That's the
you can customize them. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I love the customization in this game. Yeah, all the weapons, all the, you yourself, the base building as well.
Yes.
And the base building, when you're building colonies and stuff, it kind of gives you that view from above, and you can see everything. And dude, there's going to be so much to do here, and then have people actually running your colonies, running your ship, doing different things on your ship. There's just so much that they're promising here, or they're saying that's going to be in the game. They better deliver on all fronts. They better. Nah, I'm sure they will. It looks fantastic.
I feel like to have a showcase specifically for one game that's that long and that in depth, the confidence is a 10 out of 10. I don't think there's any way that like you would see a game show all of this off and get that. Show like literally all the little intricacies of everything you can do without knowing that the game is ready. They're probably like at the very, very end of the polishing stages at this point, I would say. And this is why when everyone was upset about that year delay, I think Starfield, when it comes out, I don't know, but I'm assuming it's going to be great, is why you delay games for a year so you get them in the best form possible. And for a game that's generational, it's going to be a huge positive for this if it's releasing with slightly less bugs than we expect, I guess, in a Bethesda game.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to this game so much. I'm going to put it up on the screen here because, let me fast forward that a bit. it looks incredible, guys. If you haven't watched this part of the, direct, I'm sure you have. If you're here, you've watched it. If you're listening, you've probably watched it. If you haven't, go watch it. It's so good. Yeah. They've improved on so much in the game from the last time we saw it. Even the lighting to me has improved quite a bit. I think it looks incredible. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of naysayers who say it doesn't look that good. When you think about what you're looking at here, plus the scope of the overall game, the size of this game, it looks incredible for the scope of the game. It looks amazing.
How cool are some of the creature designs that they're showing up here? Like the random weird animals or creatures that they designed. They look. I can't wait to walk by them and see what happens. They attack you.
Yeah. No, it looks really good, man. This game is the combat though really shines. I want to fast forward it to some of the combat. The combat was cool looking. Let me see if I can find some. Okay, right here. So he's jumping in the air, he's shooting, he's freaking, that jetpack looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm definitely going to spec into that.
Yeah.
Chat, what are you going to spec into? You going to spec into that jetpack, fly around like Superman shooting people? I am. I know what you're going to do, Plume. You're going to get in that jetpack. You're going to come down with a Superman punch and just be hitting people everywhere. Boom.
Absolutely.
That'll be interesting.
My biggest concern with Starfield is as somebody who makes YouTube videos and talks about games and stuff, is how am I going to play anything else and talk about other games?
That's kind of the issue I have right now, right? So I've got Final Fantasy 16 coming out next week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's soon, and I'm playing Diablo, and I can't get away from it. I'm loving Diablo right now.
I haven't jumped into it yet. That's another one.
It's so good. It's so good. So I can't get away from that. And now I know, just looking at Starfield, man, I'm going to be on this game for months. I can see myself playing this literally for months. It just looks huge.
Playing for months, you'll probably finish a small fraction of what you're going to be able to do. And then think about when the mods come in. With already how big it is, all the stuff the mod community is going to be doing.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to translate over to the console version, though. I'll be on the console, so for PC guys, they're going to have those mods day 2 probably.
Yeah,
that's how crazy those modders are. Matter of fact, a lot of those modders get hired by Bethesda.
Yeah,
they do.
They deserve it. I mean, some of the stuff they've made.
Let me go ahead and read these super chats. Danny Passion Official, thank you very much, brother. He says Starfield overshadowed the rest of the show. 100%. I look at the interior of that ship. It looks so good. Looks so good. Elemental PO again. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. He says, Fonz, we need you to do the Starfield voice just once. Okay. Starfield. All right, there you go. Elemental PO again. What about the end? Looks like magic. What do you mean the end looks like magic? Don't know what you mean by that, Elemental PO, but expand, please. I'll read it in the chat. This game is just unbelievable, man. The fact that you have to upgrade your ship to be able to warp to other, areas of the map and stuff, it's crazy.
That was cool. The more you talk, the more I start remembering some of the stuff they showed off because there's so much, but how you have to balance all of the systems on your ship depending on what you're doing. That's going to just be you're going to be constantly trying to figure out what is the best way to space travel. So maybe someone doesn't dock your ship, you don't get killed, all that type of stuff. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah. I wonder if you're going to get docked by other players, by other enemies. I mean, that'll be interesting. Yeah. That'll be cool. And then you can fight them off in your own ship and then destroy their ship, and there's so much potential in this game. Todd at one time he said something, I forgot what it was. Todd says a lot of things that a lot of people quote, but one of those quotes was something like, you make your own fun. It was speaking on another game, but this is seriously one of those games. This is legit make your own fun. There's going to be a lot of stuff to do here. You can be a space pirate, damn it.
Element. I know what Element PO is talking about now. I remember that because I was streaming and I'm like, are they adding like the force in this game? The very end, he put his hand out and like push the enemies away.
Oh, that. Yeah, no, I don't know what that is. It's got to be some sort of maybe it's a gravitational thing, like something you can spec into in combat. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know if it's the force. I don't know if it's anything like that, like magic.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Are you going to be picking up that collector's edition for that watch?
It's $300.
Oh,
I'm a cheap bastard.
Yeah,
I would like that. Did you know that they were saying that the watch is able to be used with the game in real time?
Yeah, that's
pretty crazy.
It's a full like smartwatch. Or $300. That means it's going to be like $400 Canadian. Yeah.
Like basically your watch, you're going to be able to look down at it as you're playing, and it'll tell you information about your ship and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
That's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. But $300, $400 for you, like, I don't know, it's steep. But you know what I did buy? I bought the controller. I bought it. It'll be here Wednesday. Nice. And that's huge for me because A, I'm a cheap bastard. B, I never buy controllers. The only time I ever bought a controller is when my packing controller breaks. That's it. My controller's fine, but I saw that controller like weeks ago, and I had to have it. And so they released it. I bought it. Had to.
See-through triggers, those transparent triggers look really cool.
I just like the whole aesthetic. It's basically designed around the cockpit.
Yeah.
And I like the little logo. I love the logo, the little colors, everything. It kind of reminds me of like something out of the late 70s, early 80s, and that's my jam, man. And even the headset that they had is really cool, but I don't need a headset, so I'm not buying one. I don't want another headset, so. Yeah. But damn, it looks cool. I would buy it if I didn't have a headset already. I would buy that one. It looks really cool to me.
Yeah, they both look great. I'm debating it. Unlike you, like I have like multiple controllers. So I'm thinking, do I need another one? Do I really need to spend another like $70, $80, whatever it's going to cost? Or...
Pragmatic Eagle said, I don't wear watches anymore, but I want that watch. Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah. Like, and the fact that it works with the game, that's neat. That's a neat thing. But yeah, the cool factor is definitely up with the, different peripherals with this game, surrounding this game. You got the controller, you got the headset, you got the watch. Even the case that the watch comes in is cool looking. But 300 bones, people. It's quite a bit. Boss Mod said he bought two controllers. He just had to. Yeah, dude, you know me, Boss Mod. I don't buy hardly anything. Like I try not to buy things like that, but I had to. It looked too good. And plus it's my hype for Starfield as well. I was close to buying the Cyberpunk controller a long time ago, but nah. This is way better. Way better. But yeah, no. The game's looking incredible. People, tell me in the chat what you think about the game. Let me know. Because, it's $299, John, for the watch. The watch, not the controller. The controller is not $300. It's the watch. It's the collector's edition. You get the watch, you get the game, and you get this collector case. Like, it's cool. Like, it justifies the purchase, I'm sure. But, no, the controllers... I think the controller costed me like $85 with tax, something like that. But it'll be here Wednesday. Nonetheless, I'm excited for it. Just looking at the game again while we're talking, though, I'm really like it blows my mind how certain areas just look really good, man. Especially like Neon, that city. It looked really good to me.
I forget the name or whatever area it was in, but it was a shot where it was walking. It was like third person. It was camera was behind the character. He had like a cowboy hat on, and it looked kind of like the slums area or whatever. I'm not sure, but that I thought looked incredible. I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, maybe it was New Atlantis, or maybe that Neon City, whatever. Maybe it was called Neon. I don't know, but I know the drug in the game was neon, and they were like, don't get too blasted off neon or something. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Don't do drugs, kids. But the game, knowing that it's a mature title too, you're going to have very mature themes and, everything that comes with that. You know what I'm talking about, kids, yeah. But anyways, it looks like a fantastic game. I can't wait. Jason Max in the chat says that he's excited for that indie rock climbing game. Looked really fun, just like you said, Plume.
Yeah,
Jusant. That's the game. But no, that's all I really got today, guys. It was a great showcase. Like I said, I gave it an 8 out of 10. Hellblade was my low point. Starfield my high. Avowed was right there underneath Starfield. Pretty far underneath Starfield, but still, I hold it really high. Excited for Avowed. Plume, what would you give the showcase, and what was your highlights and lows?
I'm giving it a 9 out of 10, and the reason I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 is because of what we talked about on the show, is that the variety. They have everything here. They didn't put any bloat into the show, no filler, and there's literally something here for everybody to play. And then they topped it off with literally, I think it's going to be the game of the generation, which is Starfield. So I didn't, other than the Hellblade not showing combat, there wasn't really any other missteps for me in the show.
Yeah, you heard him, folks. He said, the game of the generation, Starfield.
Oh, I can't wait to play it.
Because a lot of people out there got mad at me for saying it was the game of the generation. It's like, what else is coming close to what they're showing you this game can do? Like, honestly.
They'll all be playing it. They're just mad.
They'll all be playing it. Yeah, they'll all be playing this game. One thing I do want to talk about right before we leave, though. 30 or 60? What is the frame rate going to be?
Oh, man, that's so tough. I've said 60. I said there's going to be a performance mode since the very beginning, and I would just be disappointed in myself if I swayed off of that. I will say, like, the game looks so in-depth. It looks so polished. Every little piece in that game, you're going to be able to zoom in and have a ton of details. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 30, but I'm going to go 60. But I will say, if it was 30 and what they were showing off was in 30 frames per second, it looked very smooth. I mean, the gameplay looked very smooth, but I'm going to go with 60. I'm not going to sway away from that. I can't.
Really?
I'm in too deep.
Yeah. Okay. So on one hand, I know Todd likes to show all the detail in his games and everything when he shows them off. So I get showing it in 30, right? I get that. Yeah. But I think it's going to stay in 30. I think this game is going to be a 30 frames game. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope there's a performance mode. But at the very least, it's going to be 30, 4K, and maybe a performance mode at 60. I don't know.
And
we'll see.
I don't want to be a hypocrite, but the reality is, from everything that they showed off there, I don't even really care that much. I'm still going to be playing this day one, and I'm still going to be having a ton of fun, even if it is 30.
Same, because number one, like, yeah, there's some, shooting and stuff in the game, but I played every other Bethesda games at 30.
Yeah.
And it's an RPG. I've had a lot of fun with them. I'll get immersed into the game, and I'll sort of just forget about it after a while. It happens. I want 60 though. Don't get it wrong, guys. I really want 60. I just don't think they're going to do that here. But one of the things that they showed here, and I'm going to play it here, and it made me freaking just laugh out loud. And I loved it. And it made me, it just got me so hyped. I don't know if you noticed it, but it's coming up, guys. It's coming up. They brought back, maybe I went too far. Okay, so basically, they brought back from Oblivion the Adoring Fan. Do you remember the Adoring Fan from Oblivion? He would run up to you and always offer to do stuff, basically wash your feet and stuff. Like, he loved you. And they brought him back in this trailer. I'm trying to scrub through here and find him, but he's in here, damn it. There he is. I think. Come on. Oh, I hate scrubbing through YouTube videos. It sucks so bad. Anyways, the Adoring Fan is back. I was like, wow, just bringing back that reference is so cool. There he is. And if you go back to the Adoring Fan, yes, he had elven ears, but same color hair, same hairstyle, same kind of look and voice. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I was when I was streaming the showcase, my chat was like really excited too when that came up. It's hilarious.
If you're a Bethesda fan, you know, it was really awesome. But anyways, that's all the time I have for the show today. Tell everybody where they can find you, Plume. Thank you for joining me. You're always an awesome guest, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on. Always willing to talk games. Always, it's fun talking. That's why I enjoy coming on. So, Plume Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. But Twitter and YouTube main spots if you want to catch me there. Plume Network, and yeah.
All right. Well, with that said, everybody, thank you for joining me today, whether live or listening on all those podcast streaming platforms out there. Appreciate you guys so much. Until next time, guys, game on.